In this video we're going to be taking a look at the DB33, another one of the instruments you get with Pro Tools. This is an emulation of a classic tone wheel organ or Hammond organ and Leslie cabinet. As you can see, there are two sections. We're in the organ page at the moment and the rotary speaker or Leslie cabinet is here. Well, let's go back to the organ for now. Now, tone wheel organs, as the name suggests, are mechanical synths. They actually use rotating discs and pickups to produce their sound. And we can choose the condition of these. We can set it to be quite dirty, and here it's going to drift in pitch slightly and it's going to sound very worn out. Used, which is similar but not quite as intense. And new, so straight out of the factory condition. The DB33 can also emulate synthesized Hammond organ sounds. We have Synth 1, and this is based on a triangle wave, and Synth 2, which is square wave. Let's put it to used for now. I've set the break here to in the middle, so the rotary speaker section isn't doing anything. So I can show you the scanner vibrato in more detail. Let's turn this on. And this has got chorus settings. We got from C1 all the way up to C3. As you can hear, C3 is a bit more an intense effect. And the same goes for the vibrato settings. V1 quite subtle, and V3 far more intense. Let's turn that off for now. Then we get to the tone bars here, the draw bars. Now these shape the actual initial timbre of the sound by controlling the amount of different harmonics that are added. Let's pull these down and you can hear just the fundamental. Now the Blue Cat do a series of plugins that are free for Pro Tools, and I've installed them on this machine, and this includes a frequency analyzer. Now I'm going to hold the shift key whilst bringing this up so I don't lose my floating tone wheel organ page. Let's arrange this so I can see both of these at the same time. And you can see when I play the fundamental note, here it is, I can now add more of the second harmonic. You see it's not pure sine wave based, we've got some additional harmonics coming in here. Add more third harmonic, and so on. We keep bringing these in. The sound gets more and more complex. Okay, let's get rid of that. As a whole, you want to use the white and brown ones to get a sort of rich, warm tone from the tone wheel organ. And if I bring up the black keys or bars, this will be a much harsher, cold with a certain amount of beating timbre. That'll do for now. Now there's an artifact of real tone wheel organs, and that is when you play a note there's an actual click as a contact is made, and we can choose the amount of that click with this control here. So I can turn it all the way down and all the way up. It's quite subtle, but you can hear at the very beginning of the note. We can emphasize the attack using the percussion settings as well. Beforehand it's going to be like this, and after it's a little spike of harmonic just as the note starts. It's currently set to third harmonic, but I can change it to second. I can decide to make it a little bit quieter, and I can extend its duration. Then we have the master level control, which basically is the output for the plugin. The break control down here is also visible from the cabinet page, so we'll leave that until, well, now. So a rotary speaker cabinet has one main woofer and a pair of tweeters that spin round. They're known as the drum and the horn, and we can choose from here how much of the microphones on these are actually blended. So this is pretty much just going to be from the woofer based drum, and here will be all the way from the horn. We can now make these spin around using the brake control. And I have two different speeds, slow and fast. I have rate controls for each of these, so here's my fast rate and my slow rate. And this acceleration deceleration control will be how fast it goes from slow to fast and vice versa. As you can hear, it's not an immediate change. This emulates two different microphones being placed on the tweeter, and the spread control here determines the angle between them. So all the way to the left this is 90 degrees, but if I turn it all the way to the right this is 180 degrees, and it's going to really emphasize the stereo spread of the well, rotary speaker effect. Let's make it rotate. We have our preamp control here. This brings us to character. Now if I turn this to the left, it tends to cut the lows and boost the high mids. But if I turn it all the way to the right, we'll be boosting the lows and cutting the highs. Then we've got our drive control, so we can really add a certain amount of distortion. Let's add loads to make it obvious. And we have a high cut filter. Let's bring it all the way. And all the way off. Then we have the input control. So this is the level from the organ page into the cabinet. And this one here is for external signals. Now the DB33 is somewhat unusual for an instrument in that it appears under both the categories for instrument and for plugin of a modulation effect. So I could, for example, bring back the drums we had earlier, and I can go to modulation, modulation DB33, and dial up this well, Hammond. And in the cabinet page I can then choose how much of this drum signal is fed into this rotary speaker. Let's give this a listen. As you can tell, it's drastically changed the sound but dropped the level quite a lot, so I can boost it back up again with this master control at the end. That's it for the DB33. In the next video we'll be taking a look at the vacuum analog synth.